Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned into a pumpkin again. So what else you gonna
I
do?
guess this team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to party. Play it out, bro. While you talking this game.
Hey, what's going on, people? Real excited. Want to thank y'all for being here with us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. As we start winding down in the season, we get to see the teams who are contenders step away from the teams that are probably pretenders.
Well, as we already know, we usually have teams that don't have their full roster towards the beginning of the season. As they lead into like the 5th game or the 6th game, most of their guys end up attending and showing up for their games. So that's when we get to see we have a better understanding of what teams are, what they have, how they play, and how they will fare in the league.
Well, the first game we're going to jump into is a real big divisional game between 99 Problems and YMM. 99 Problems coming in off of a forfeit win. Right now they're coming in 3-2, and YMM coming into a loss to the defending champions, and they're 3-1, taking their first loss of the season. Mm-hmm. We get to see Shannon at quarterback face this YMM team. And the question is, does YMM have the speed to keep up with Shannon? They got no Santana, they got no Ice, and Jeremy's serving his 2-game suspension.
And I think that that's going to hurt them in this game, knowing how Shannon runs on every single team that he's faced at the quarterback position. They have guys that are fast, like Brandon. They have Brown. Some guys that can keep up with him. Kaka is very fast on their team, probably one of their faster guys. But that doesn't mean that they'll be able to contain Shannon the way that they need to. So I think that they're going to struggle every now and then to keep Shannon contained in the pocket.
YMM comes in facing the number 4 defense in the league in 99 Problems. But this defense leads the league in interceptions. Mm-hmm. So Corey, who's having a very good season this year compared to last year, is have to come in a little undermanned offensively, but facing a very dangerous secondary, even though they won't have Herbie in this game.
I mean, the thing about their secondary is they're probably one of the most stacked secondaries on paper. And they've been showing every now and then how dangerous they can really be. I think that I worry more when you lead towards the linebacker position and the ball and the giver when they pressure the quarterback. I think that's their weakness, and I think that Corey's going to use that to his advantage to get receivers open.
Well, we're going to jump right into the game. Corey on first down. He's going to get blitzed by Christian, who's picked up by Buto. Corey throws Slutty on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. A few plays later, Corey throws to Brandon on the sideline for a decent game, getting him near the 10-yard line. Third down, Corey with blocking from Buto finds Slutty in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Shannon steps up as Corey rolls left, leaving Slutty open. Brandon gets a 2-point conversion, 8-0, YMM.
And one thing Shannon knows is that Corey at any given moment can run when he needs to. And that's why Shannon respects that by stepping up. But because he's worried about giving the giver help, he leaves his receiver open with Slutty. That's not a person you want to leave off because he gets a touchdown.
I think that was a terrible pick your poison play. I'd rather have Corey hurt me running the ball where I could get a shot at him than to leave a dangerous player like Slutty open in the secondary in the end zone. That's a bad decision by Shannon. 8-0. YMM. Shannon gets the ball for 99. Shannon on 4 rush, shakes fam and runs in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Shannon is blitzed by Brown, who's picked up by Brooke. Shannon throws deep to Elo in the gap, overthrown, incomplete. Third down, Shannon scrambles on 4 rush, shakes fam, throws the hands wide open on the sideline. Nice game getting him to the 5-yard line. Shannon is very dangerous. He's the most dangerous athletic quarterback in this league, and you got to be able to not allow him to extend plays. Femi tries his best to get a play, but Shannon is able to extend the play, find the hands wide open on the sideline. Last down, Shannon throws a Rico in front of the end zone. The ball is caught, but never crosses the plane. Turnover on downs. YMM gets the ball back. Tell me what you think of the play.
I think that he was clearly not in the end zone. That's as much as YMM was able to give, was allowing to give on that play. Shannon took it. Unfortunately, Rico was not able to inch himself enough into the end zone, and YMM gets a stop on this play.
YMM are not able to do nothing with the ball when they get it. They're going to have to punt. 99 gets the ball by remember it's 8-0. Second down, Shannon on 4 rush, runs to the gap, but it's tagged by Fam for a short gain. They argued his call. They didn't think it was a tag. I think it was bang bang. I think it was too close, and I think that's just a great play by Fam, being able to neutralize Shannon on this play. Shannon didn't think he was tagged. I think it went either way. Good call by Fam to at least not allow Shannon to break away from him. 99's not able to get anything further. They'll have to punt, giving it right back to YMM. YMM gets the ball back. Third down, Corey with blocker from G. Throws a Boothor in the middle for a decent gain, getting him to the 30-yard line. Last down, Corey on 4 rush. Throws a Gaka in the gap for a decent game, but short of the first down. Turnover on. I hate this play. I'm surprised Corey didn't punt and try to make Shannon march down the field. This is terrible by his YMM offense. If you're going to get stopped and give the ball back to them, make Shannon, who's still proving their ability to be a quarterback, march down the field. I don't like this play. 99 gets the ball back with momentum. I don't like this if I'm YMM. Second down, Shannon throws to Eloy in the middle, who runs for a nice gain, getting him near the 5-yard line. 4th and goal, Shannon finds JL cutting in the middle of the end zone, but a touchdown. If you look here, Corey gets beat in the end zone. Mestre gets a 2-point conversion. 8-8, taking us into the half.
And that right there on that last drive, first of all, that's just YMM giving 99 good field position as they lead towards leads towards the end of the half. That is not a way that you make a mistake and give your opposition the opportunity to score. And then here you see that YMM is being hurt by the guys that are short for them on this game, especially Jeremy that's serving his suspension. Right here, he would be in positions like this because of that. Because he's not here, you have Corey defending certain receivers like JR, who's able to break away from him, and they're able to score in the half.
And I think that's completely wrong. What they did, what they did, which I don't like, they switched Slutty to put him at the ball giver here to try to neutralize Shannon's running ability. I don't like that play because Corey is your quarterback. Yeah. Corey gets beat by JR. Once Shannon sees JR and Corey covering JR, he hits him with a quick strike going across. Let's not forget, JR made an all-star team a few years back. Yeah. This guy can find the end zone, and he hurts YMM right here with this play. Bad substitution and a bad play by YMM by not putting the ball, giving Shannon the ball on their side of the field, and then switching, putting Slutty at the giver, putting Corey on defense. They got beat 2 plays, 2 bonehead moves by YMM, 8-8 going into the half.
And this is not the best half I've ever seen with YMM playing right now. They were able to score towards in the beginning of the half, but then afterwards they started to struggle on defense. It seems like they're still figuring out how to contain Shannon, and because of that, they're starting to make mistakes on defense. If 99 is able to get a grasp on this and keep moving the way that they are, YMM is going to be in trouble in the second half.
If I'm 99, we had the ball 3 times. We got stopped, we punted, but we scored. But we held Corey to 1 of 3 scoring in the first half. I'll take that. Corey's one of the top quarterbacks right now. We were able to hold him after we made him gave up 1 touchdown. Second time we made him punt. Third time we stopped him. We showed the ability to neutralize the team. We don't care that they don't have Santana, no Ice, no Jeremy, no Rico. We don't care about that. At the end of the day, we're trying to beat this team because they still have Corey, a.k.a. Mr. Drew Brees, who can score with anybody. Yeah. So as long as we show the fact that we can stop this offense, we'll take it no matter who's here on the field. We're going to jump into the second half. Second down, Shannon throws the JL cutting in the gap. JL can't hold on to it as he's hit by Boothor and Brandon incomplete. This is what I'm talking about. You have to make Shannon a passer. Some of his pass is going to be not as accurate, kind of high, and you get shots as receivers if you neutralize his running game. That's what can happen. At the beginning of the first down, Shannon is blitzed by Brown. Shannon runs in the gap. Nice game, picking up the first down. Next play, Shannon on 4 rush, gets past Brown, runs across the middle for a decent end, getting them to the 5-yard line. If you don't keep Shannon contained, He will kill you with his feet, and he does it again here. Great play by Shannon with his feet.
And every now and then, Shannon's going to get you on plays like this. It doesn't matter what team that you are and what type of people you have trying to track him. Shannon finds ways that if you put him, on 4 rush plays, that's when he becomes the most dangerous. Either he finds ways to get his receivers open with his feet, or he's able to get some yardage running down the field. This is something that they have to deal with. They have to deal with every now and then.
Off down, Shannon throws a JR in the middle of the end zone, off target, turnover on downs. Wyman with the stop. That's what you have to do. Make Shannon a passer. Some of the passes are going to be off target. He's going to make mistakes. He does that. Big stop by Wyman.
And that was definitely a touchdown waiting to happen. That was all Shannon missing the play. You see his reaction there. He definitely misses him as JR's opening the end zone. JR's been getting open and finding ways to get open, and Shannon on this very play wasn't able to connect with him.
Corey blocking from G, throws deep to Kaka, cutting in the gap. Kaka can't hold on to it. That's going to be dropped. Second down, Corey throws a slutty in the middle for a decent gain. 4th down near the 45-yard line. Corey with blocking from G, throws deep to slutty the gap, drop, turnover on downs. If you look here, Wesley's open for the 1st down. I don't know what Corey was thinking. I don't know what Corey was doing. I think the extra confidence because he has G back blocking is why he took the shot. Huge mistake by him, turnover on down.
And that is a mistake that you would normally see a rookie making, or somebody who's under pressure and doesn't know how to deal with it. But he has blocking. He has a few extra seconds of time, but he takes a shot rather than take the 1st down. That is uncharacteristic of Corey. I don't know what's going on through his mind, but right here, this is a turnover that they did not have to make happen on this play.
Shannon gets the ball on 2nd down, throws deep to Christian, who beats Brandon in the gap. Christian makes a great catch over Brandon in the end zone. Touchdown for teammate. And I got to say to my man Brandon, but you got him all. Absolutely. 99 problems brought Christian from Wolverines for this reason. He knew he wasn't going to be the main weapon on 99, but he will be one of the many weapons. He may not have gotten the ball away, got it on Wolverines, but at the end of the day, the kid wants a championship. This is why they brought him. Shannon finds him. Great play by them too.
And the main thing about this is he's actually been brought for defense. That's basically what he was brought here for. He's been playing solid for this team, adding to their secondary. But now he's starting to show that he is an offensive weapon as well as he gets past Brandon. And I got to give Shannon some credit. This is a great throw by Shannon where only Christian can get it. Brandon tried to make a play on it. As you see, there's nothing he could do, and Christian makes a good catch for the touchdown.
Corey gets the ball, 4 rush. He runs to the sideline for a decent game, picking up the 1st down. Then Corey throws a Brandon, cutting on the sideline for a decent game. 3rd down on the 10-yard line. Corey on 4 rush runs for a short gain, getting him inside the 5. 4th and goal. Corey with blocking from G finds Brandon in the middle for the touchdown. Gaga gets the extra point. YMM 15-14. They take the lead.
And this is them not getting rattled by that big play. Corey's able to collect himself after that turnover, get his checkdowns, and finally get into the end zone. This is why Corey is dangerous no matter what the game is, what's happening in the game. Corey's able to steal himself into the game, get himself focused, and is able to score right back.
And I know Brandon just got caught up for the touchdown, but this man is a reigning offensive player of the year. He can score with anybody guarding him, especially in the red zone. You got to find him. They don't, he makes them pay for it. Shannon with nice kick return for a big gain, getting him to the opposing 30-yard line. And you might forget because he's the quarterback, but Shannon is still the most dangerous kick returner in the game, and he shows it here. Shannon on 4 rush is sacked by Brown and Wesley. Book can't block both of them. That's a great way to keep him contained and shut down his running game. Great play by both guys. 2nd down, Shannon on 4 rush just gets the ball up the mystery on the sideline for a decent game. If you look here, Brown gets only 1 hand on him, and that was the argument. They screamed that he got tagged. I don't think it was a tag. What do you think of the play?
This was definitely 1 hand, and you know how they say on how we say on certain places, bang bang. If you look here, he clearly only gets 1 hand on him, and that is why the call wasn't made. He did not have the tag. He argued it, but it's clear as day that he did not get there in time.
Good call by me because he kind of got mad and thought, and they got mad. Great play by me. I want to give me a shout out. But at the end of the day, I like the fact that this team added, last week they added Mestre at the deadline for the last week to include your players. Unfortunately, they had a forfeit win, Mestre's here now, and I like the fact that they added this veteran who can spread the field, get open offensively, and it helps that him and Shannon play on the U together. So they got chemistry. Great play by him on that play. It's third down. Shannon gets blitzed by Brandon. Rolls left, throws a Rico wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Eli gets the 2-point conversion. 22-15. 99 takes the lead back.
And I think that one key play was that play that Brown just missed the sack that kept the drive going, that he was able to find Rico in the end zone. So again, Brown only gets one hand on. If he gets that tag, that is 4th and long. But because he just misses it and he finds Mestre for this short pass here, that made all the difference for when Shannon was able to find Rico in the next play.
22-15, 99. Corey throws a Wesley in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Corey throws a Brandon on the sideline for a decent game. Last down at the 5-yard line. Corey with blocker from G, throws a cockeye in the corner of the end zone, broken up by Eloy, incomplete, ending the game. 99 with the win, 22-15.
And I'm going to go back to one play where Corey had probably the worst lapse in judgment I've ever seen. And that was this play where he throws deep to Slutty in the gap when Wesley was open for the first down. This could have made all the difference in the world for this game if they would have kept driving on this drive here. They don't do it, and 99 was able to score right afterwards. So I think that was a difference maker for this game. I think Corey cannot have lapses in judgment like that where he takes chances that he don't usually take. I think that is where the game kind of went south for YMM.
If I'm 99, I'll take this win because it's a statement win. We didn't have no Herbie. That's fine. We added Mestre, who's another weapon on our offense. Shannon was able to score 3 touchdowns. Scored once in the first half, twice in the second half. That is huge. Now, we didn't get any interceptions. We lead the league. Corey threw none. He's not really going to give us opportunities. But that key play when he went for a bomb instead of the first down is what helped us. We was able to do our best to neutralize Corey. Only gave him 2 touchdowns. But we showed the fact that if you try to make Shannon a pocket passer, he can make some throws.
But I'm going to say this one thing. A few times, Corey was able to score in this game because 99 was not able to put sufficient pressure on him. And I think that is a key moving forward. We've been saying it from the beginning of the season. That's going to be their Achilles heel. And they showed glimpses of that in this game where Corey was able to score because he either had protection or because 99 was not able to put enough pressure on Corey.
Well, 99 is one of the worst teams when it comes to pressuring the quarterback. They're tied for 9th in that category. We got to find a way to pressure the quarterback. Corey had too much time, and he made mistakes that hurt us. We got to find a way to bring the pressure. But offensively, if you look at it, the question was, can Shannon step up and step in at quarterback and be a better quarterback than Casey? Shannon threw pretty good. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And now the question could be is, was the Shannon quarterbacking his success going from him from KC? I'm going to give you the numbers right now. We're going to give you last season, I'm going to give you 5 games. Then I'm going to give you this season with 5 games. So I'm adding one of the games Shannon threw last year for 99, the Rebels game.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm not going to give them credit for the forfeit win that they got. Okay. So coming back to last year, Shannon has 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The team went 3-2. That was between games that the 4 games he threw this year and the 1 game he threw last year. Yeah. KC, I'm going to give you the 4 games he threw last year and the 1 game he threw this year. KC has 10 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. And this team was 4-1. The question got to be is, did Davi make the right move by going from KC to Shannon?
And in a way, this is a convoluted question. Not to say that you purposely made it convoluted, but there's so many different answers and caveats that you have to add into to give context to this whole thing. One, their defense played very well last year as well, 99s. So one thing I could say is, at the end of the day, regardless of which quarterback is throwing, without the defense, both of them will struggle. Right. That's a fact. That's one. Two, the fact that Shannon is able to score more points and he's throwing less interceptions is not necessarily translating into more wins in these games, you know? But KC threw much worse and was still able to come away with more wins in the span that you're giving. So it's hard necessarily to say if the decision is a bad move until we get into the playoffs and then we see the actual outcome of this transition between from KC into Shannon at quarterback.
Okay. This year, Shannon's a better quarterback than KC. It's quarter what it is. But Shannon just added Mestre. He has Twan. Okay. He has Rubio. He has Ed. Those guys wasn't here last year. Okay. Better offense. Okay. The difference is Shannon's ability to run. And they added Christian. Yes. Shannon's ability to run to open up plays was going to mean he's going to throw less interceptions. Okay. The teams that face Casey are not worried about Casey running. Mm-hmm. So because they're not worried about Casey's running, they could play a little better scheming. Shannon's ability to run changes the whole game. He could do things that Casey can't do. So right now, Shannon's the better quarterback for this team, for this talent that they went out and got. That's not saying that Shannon's the better quarterback. But for this team, the way they structured this team, the weapons that they got, the speed that they have, they have more playmakers now. Like I said, Twan, Ed, Rubio. Rubio and Ed was a part of the top scoring offense last season. Okay. You put them on this team. Herbie hasn't really even played offense yet, and you put him on the team already. Mm-hmm. That's more. You just added Mestre. You got added Christian. This team has offensive weapons. So I'm not going to kill KC for that, but right now, Shannon's a better quarterback for this team.
And all I'm saying is let's have this conversation when we get into the playoffs, because we can debate about which is better as long as we want. But is the team better for this move? We cannot say yet. That's all I'm saying. So I get what you're saying. You got to get what I'm saying. And we wait into the playoffs so that whichever one is proven right.
Well, we're going to wrap this one up. But all I'm going to say is KC took them to a championship that they lost. Shannon and then KC took them to the best record in the Eastern Conference, but they lost in the second round. So basically you're putting the pressure on Shannon that he has to win a championship. Because if he doesn't, Casey took him to a championship. Casey gave him the best record. So regardless of the stats, the video game numbers is nice. But if Shannon does not win a championship, which is what you're saying, it was a waste. Casey was the better quarterback for this team. We got to see how that goes. We're going to wrap this one up with 99 taking a win over YMM, 22-15. We'll be right back.
Next game up, Horrible Humans versus LES. LES is coming off of a win, beating Rep City. And Horrible Humans is coming off of a loss, losing to Team X. I had things in my mouth. This LES team, I like them. You know, they have a very competitive team. They have a lot of guys that can make plays. You know, good guys. You know, I think it all comes down to their quarterback play. Last week, they didn't have the greatest game by last week. We saw A-Rod throwing. But now they got their starting quarterback, JJ, back to throw. Mm-hmm. Then on the other side, you got Horrible Humans, who was not the team that we thought they were going to be. I expected this team to be a little more bang for your buck. They definitely got playmakers. I like Chris. Chris is a good player. I like the quarterback, Chris. So you got Chris and Chris, C1 and C2. I like to call him. Chris the quarterback, Chris the receiver. I like those two guys. They're definitely some playmakers, but they also got other guys that's capable of making plays.
I mean, guys that you got to mention, like their slot receiver, Sean, who's been showing up in the last couple of games, been a downfield weapon for them. You also have Toe Tap, one of them, their tight end, that gets open in the gaps a lot. Then you also have Manny, who showed himself in one game. He wasn't present in the last game, but he showed himself the ability to be a playmaker as well. So they have potential in a lot of guys. The only issue I believe this team really has is they're actually, no pun intended, horrible at holding offenses to a certain amount of points. So whenever they score, they always give up more than they make on offense.
And the main guy, the biggest playmaker defensively is Cap. He leads the team in sacks, but he's your giver. And if he's the only guy bringing pressure, that's going to bring problems when he's neutralized and not able to bring that same pressure. We're going to jump right into the game right now. First down, Chris gets blitzed by Will, rolls left but is sacked by Ed. That is a big play because Chris is a guy who definitely can extend plays with his feet. He's usually more of a runner than a passer. If he has opportunity to run, he's going to run. He's not scrambling to buy time. This guy will take off and run. Big sack there. After getting the first down, Chris throws to Manny for a decent game. Chris with blocking, throws to James, cutting in the sideline for a decent game, getting him to the 7-yard line. 4th and goal, Chris on 4 rush, finds Sean cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, defense get caught in man-on-man defense. Toe Tap gets the extra point, 7-0, Harvey Humans.
A great way for them to score early. They have the potential to do that. They've been showing that they've been able to put up points. And Sean himself, I've been hearing from their team that he's a quarterback as well.
Right.
So he knows how to get open in certain slots and get past defenders, and he shows it here.
And he's
with
a
the
rookie.
score. Yes.
So, you know, that Rookie of the Year, I don't know.
I mean, there's a few games left.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. After getting the first down, JJ rolls right on 4 rush, throws to Frank on the sideline for a nice gain, getting him to the 15-yard line. Second down, JJ scrambles, throws to Frank in the back of the end zone, almost picked up by Psycho, incomplete. Last down, JJ will block it from Joel, throws the Simon in the back of the end zone, but Manny gets a hand in it, incomplete, turnover on downs. That is a big stop by a team that doesn't really make stops, by 2 of their top players. One broken up by Psycho, with the other one broken up by Manny. Great play by them too.
And finally, they're able to play some defense. This is much needed, especially with an Elias team that's been playing much better on offense, especially JJ connecting with his guys. They couldn't put any drive together on this drive here.
Chris with 2 runs on 4 rush for a decent game. Third down, Chris throws to Sean in the gap for a decent game, getting him to the 40-yard line. Last down, Chris throws to Sean, opening the gap, drop, turnover on down. And this is surprising. Just praise this guy, Sean, by making plays offensively. We're ready to see him score early in the game. You cannot drop a first down. You cannot. You don't have a great defense. And what you're doing is you're putting more pressure in the team that's not really a side of the ball, that's really not known for making stops. And you get an opportunity to get a first down to keep your drive going, and you bring that same Achilles heel back on the field.
And the thing about this right here is the fact that that's the only criticism you have of this. He just dropped the pass. That was a routine pass that causes a turnover. The thing about it is, all you're doing is you're wasting all the effort that your team already made on defense and putting them right back on the field.
JJ throws to Brian, opening the gap, pitches to Frank, who runs for a nice game, getting him to the 7-yard line. I like Frank. The guy has played with the U. The guy has experience. He shows the capability of making a play. Brian is another good player. This team is moving right now. I like these plays by this team. 3rd and goal, JJ on 4 rush, following Joel, runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Manny slips as he runs towards JJ. They get in for the score, 7-6. Raiders are creeping back.
And 2 things I got to mention on this play. First of all, a smart play by JJ, knowing what part of the field he's on, knowing that he has the opportunity to run if he doesn't have anything else, goes with his lead blocker and runs right into the end zone. Smart play by him. But then you got to see here, Manny sees the run happening, but he's not able to react in time. The thing about it is, I think that on the opposite side, they didn't realize what position that they were in.
Yep.
They didn't realize that they had the ability to run, and because of that, Manny reacts late. It's too late, and that's a touchdown.
After getting the first down, Chris throws deep to Chris, open in the gap for a nice game. He ended up near the 4-yard line. If you look here, Will goes to guard country, leaving Chris open. My man C2 is a playmaker. This guy is a big playmaker. He has the ability to get down. Nobody gets open downfield better than this guy, and he's still doing it, and he's over 40. Third down, 3rd and goal. Chris finds Chris in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Will never sees Chris go by him. Jaquan gets the extra point, 14-6, Harvey Humans.
And that culminated from that deep pass that they were able to connect with downfield, and they kept it going, went towards the end zone. So one thing I can use, like you said about Chris, he finds a way to get open in the gaps. He was wearing a neon headband last year. Now he was wearing all white. There's no way you can't see him on the field, but he still gets by the defenses unseen, and because of that, he's able to put up another touchdown for his team.
LES with a nice kick return, but can't get into the end zone, taking us into the half, 14-6, Harbor Humans.
And this Harbor Humans is showing that regardless of what team they face, regardless of what problems they have on defense, they're able to put up points, and that's one thing that they're going to need to do consistently if they want to have an opportunity to win games like this. So this is a good start in the first half. They just got to make a few defensive plays, and I think they have opportunity to come away with a win.
If we're LES, we can't let Chris continue to get behind us. That's the worst thing we could do. I don't know what our safeties is doing. I don't know if they understand what safety means. You're the safety net. That's what you're supposed to be in case somebody gets by. I don't think they got the memo because these guys are letting Chris do whatever he want to do. He looks like he's running for a track team right now. The guy's able to spread the field, get downfield. We know one thing C1 is going to do. He's going to find C2. We got to find a way to stop their big plays capability. And on the other side, we got to score points. JJ has to use his legs because this guy can run the ball. Until we get more efficient, moving the ball around the field, passing, if we got to crown and pound, run the ball, let's do it. You saw we scored last time with Joel leading the charge. We're going to have to keep doing it because we need points fast, and we're not getting it by throwing it. We're going to jump into the second half. JJ on first down, throws deep to Brian, wide open in the gap, who runs all the way in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Jaquan lets him go right through, 14-12. LES is creeping right back. And Brian is a veteran. He played with Super Friends here. He played with Carver here. This guy's a veteran, and he brings that leadership. He brings that veteranship here, but he also brings big play capability, which he does right now, and he's getting them right back into the game. Second down, Chris throws deep to Manny in the middle, almost picked off by Will, incomplete. Third down, Chris on 4 rush, throws to James in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Chris gets blitzed by Joel, who rolls to the right, throws to the receiver for a short gain. Third down, Chris throws deep to Jaquan in the back of the end zone, caught over Brian, stays in bounds for the touchdown, 20-12, Harvey Humans.
And my guy, Brian, listen, that's my guy. I'm a fan of his or whatever, but I got to do it. Your man,
you got moss.
Definitely got moss. I mean, if you see this play here, Jaquan literally jumps over Brian before Brian has a chance to even find where the ball is. Great way for him to jump, get his bearings, stay in bounds, and make sure that he stays holds on to the ball. This Jaquan player, again, he should be mentioned with a lot of their other playmakers because he's showing that he is yet another one that these defenses have to watch out for.
After getting the first down, JJ throws a Brian in the gap, dropped, incomplete. Third down, JJ throws an elbow in the gap, who runs for a decent gain, getting him to the 10-yard line. Fourth and goal, JJ on 4 rush, throws a Brian in the back of the end zone, knocked away, turnover on downs, Harvey Humans with another big stop.
And I believe that one of those plays is what killed their drive there. That big drop pass by Brian right there. I don't know what it is right now, but he's not looking like his normal self. And he drops a routine pass that kind of kills their drive, making it harder for them to score. And that's what led to a turnover.
Chris with 3 passes for a nice game, picking up the first down. Chris on 4 rush, runs on the sideline for a decent game. Clock is running. Cursing by Harvey Humans, loss of 15 yards. So that is big. You're driving down the field, you get a big cursing yard penalty, which pushes you back 15 yards. That is a terrible play by them. Second down, Chris on 4 rush is sacked by JJ. Harvey Humans will end up punting on this drive. You cannot get sacked by the quarterback. That's one thing. And if you're Chris, there is no way you let JJ sack you with Chris' speed, but I guess he didn't feel like running today because JJ's able to get.
He is tall enough and he has the arm length to reach out and make that tag there, and I think that's what caught the ball, the blocker off guard, and that's why JJ was able to make the big play here.
JJ makes the throw here in the gap. Receiver goes out of bounds, stopping the clock. Then JJ will block it from Joel, throws deep to Will, who comes back for the ball, caught for a big gain and a first down. Clock stops. Frank curses. He's ejected. 15-yard penalty going the other way.
First of all, this was a huge play right here. Shout out to Will for coming back for the ball. A lot of receivers don't always pay attention to the play on plays like this. He's able to come back, give JJ a target, and they're able to make a huge first down. Now, the thing with Frank is he's cursing on the field because he's rushing the team to hurry up because they're running out of time. What he doesn't realize is that there's a timeout given to the team when the first down is made under 2 minutes. Because he forgot that little detail, he's rushing his team, he gets frustrated, and he ends up causing them good field position because he curses on the field.
Last play of the game, JJ throws it up, tipped and picked off by Manny. Ending the game, Harbor Humans with the win, 20-12.
And I'm going to say two things about LES in this game. One, I don't listen. Yes, that kind of killed their momentum in that last drive with that cursing flag there, and Frank getting ejected. But I don't think that was enough to say that that's why that they lost. They weren't really in good field position as it is. They were already running out of time. I think that the drive before and certain mistakes that they made in the game is what kind of will hurt them. That you got Moss play on Brian, that hurt them because Brian is a capable defender. He's much better than that. That's why he wasn't his usual self on that play. And then Brian with the key drop, not to kill Brian, but those are two big plays that affected him directly. And they were not able to altogether hold Harbor Humans' offense. The safeties have to talk. They have to communicate. They did not do that in this game. And those are the three key things to why they were not able to hold on in this game and they end up losing.
I'm going to talk about Harbor Humans, but we're going to go to the interview first with them, and then we'll be right back.
What's going on? This is Ghost. I'm here with Chris, who Jay calls C2 of Harbor Humans. This is their first win in 5 games. Chris, first of all, question for you. Y'all were playing a lot of close games this season, but y'all weren't able to close away with a win. So what did y'all do this game to make the difference?
Man, honestly, I just think when it comes down to the end of the game, we just made plays. That's it. We haven't been making plays at the end of the game. And, we finally made some plays. I mean, that last drive didn't go the way we wanted to, but defensively we got it done. So that was really it.
What did y'all do this game on offense to keep y'all momentum going? Y'all had a few stops, like that first down that y'all had when y'all were driving. What did y'all do to keep your team in the game in order for y'all to stay focused, in order to take the lead, especially with that deep pass you had in that other drive?
You know, it was just getting completions. You know, you got to get into a groove as an offense. And when you're making completions and you're moving the ball, it gives everybody else the confidence, to keep going. It gives them confidence in me. So, and obviously the big plays throughout the game, the one to Jaquan, he had one down the sideline over here. So, it's little simple things like that keep the offense going.
And last question. You have a few games left this season. Y'all were struggling in the beginning of the season to come away with y'all first win. What do you feel your team has to do to finish strong towards the end of the season leading into the playoffs?
We got to start playing smart. That's it. We're not playing smart. That's why we've been losing those close games, getting penalties, last second in the game, 15-yard penalties for cursing. It's just you got to play smart at the end of the day.
Right.
All right. Put up points too. You got to put up points.
You can't beat yourselves. Period. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, they Harbor Humans, they got their first win. They're looking to make this into a trend leading to the end of the season. Hopefully for them, they get it done. See you at the site.
I like this Harbor Humans team. I like their quarterback, Chris. You heard him in the interview. I like Psycho. I like Toe Tap. I like Chris.
Of course.
Great downfield player. Mm-hmm. Sean, great player. This team has players, and they still have an exempt player. So this is a good team. They played defense today.
Yeah.
They made 2 stops. Elias had the ball 5 times, 6 times, and they only scored twice. That's good defense. Harbor Humans had the ball 5 times and scored 3 of them. That is great. This is a team that can make plays. They just have to be consistent defensively. Mm-hmm. That is the key. But I wouldn't want to face them in the playoffs.
But my thing is, yes, you wouldn't want to face them. And one of the main things about this team that makes them dangerous, a team that obviously their season didn't go the way that they wanted, the way it was planned. So now this team pretty much has nothing to lose.
Right.
You know, this team has a lot of weapons, but they weren't coming away with wins. So in the playoffs, all of that can come together. So that's dangerous if you're any team, because regardless of what, one thing I could say is they're a team that so far they've been playing in this league, they have never been shut out in any single game.
Right. So
they can score no matter what team they face.
Right.
That's what makes them dangerous. They have nothing to lose, and they have some of the best offensive talent in the league consistently, I would say. So there's a team to watch out for, because they can get hot and hurt you quickly. That's something that a lot of teams need to research, because eventually they're going to have to face in the playoffs.
All right, we're going to wrap this game up. Harbor Humans with the big win over LES, getting their first win of this year, 20-12. We're going to be right back. Next game up, Grind Time versus the Browns. Now, Grind Time is coming off of a close loss to Carver, and the Browns is coming in off of a loss to UTF. This is a game that Grind Time needs, but they're going to be missing several of their key players this game.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's going to hurt them, because that's the main parts of their offense, if not anything else. They're missing a few of their key, like you said, a few of the key players. Two of the main ones is Bo and White. Two of Lou's main weapons of offense. So you're going to see a significant drop on their offensive efficiency if somebody else or a couple other people on their team don't step up.
And this team is tied for number 4 in offense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lose 2 of your main players, that's going to hurt you. And on the other side, the Browns have struggled this year. But you got to give it to Goonie. You got to give it to Jingo. Even though they're struggling, especially offensively. Offensively, this team is in 11th in offense.
Which is last.
They're tied for 11th in offense. This team is number 5 in defense. So that's one thing the Browns always do. They defend.
And they have a history of that all the way back from when they first started in this league. And that's one thing that they're not letting go of. They're not as efficient as they used to be, because in the past, they had one of the top 3 defenses in the league a few years back. Not anymore, because a lot of those players aren't here anymore. But they still have the ability to hold teams to within a certain amount of points, and that makes a difference when you have a struggling offense on the field.
AI's going to get the start.
Yeah.
Lonnie's going to get, but he's going to get late. AI gets to start. Okay, we're gonna jump right into the game. After them picking up the first down, it's his second down. AI on 4 rush, throws the Mills in the middle for a decent gain. Last down, AI throws it up to Tarzan in the back of the end zone. Caught, but it's forced out of bounds. Turnover on downs. They get stopped right off the bat.
And not a bad drive for a person that's not expected to do anything at quarterback with AHA. But unfortunately, they were able to force Tarzan out of bounds, and that's what led them to a turnover instead of a touchdown.
Lou on first down throws a Yomi on the sideline for a decent gain. Third down, Lou with blocker from Yomi throws a Petty across the field for a big gain, picking up the first down. This is what I like to see players do. When their guys ain't here, I love when other guys step up and make plays. Petty's not really known for playing offense. Usually plays the giver position, but he makes a big play right there. Good play by him. Third down, Lou gets blitzed by Lowe's. Picked up by Yomi, but Lou is sacked by Tarzan. That is a big sack. What happened there?
Yomi's only able to block one person. They sent 2, and because of that, Yomi can't block both of them. Tarzan's able to get the sack there.
Last down, Lou throws to Brian in the back of the end zone. Knocked away by Mills, turnover on downs. I like Mills. I think this guy should be an all-star. But defensively, they got a lot of young guys. Binky, Tarzan, Mills, and when Puka's here, which he's here today, this team can have the ability to elevate. Add a little bit on that, this team can elevate to the next level. Great stop by them there. Second down, Lonnie's here now. Second down, Lonnie gets blitzed by Josh. Throws A on the gap, low but caught, decent gain. Great catch by A. You know he has a little bit going on because he's playing against his former team. Third down, Lonnie throws the Mills in the gap, almost picked off by Shaw and complete. Last down, Lonnie throws the B-ball on the sideline for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Landy on second down, throws deep to Mills in the gap, picked off by Jalen. If you look here, Mills and Landy's not on the same page. Jalen makes him pay for it. Turnover, gives it right back to the offense.
And I didn't like this throw in the first place. I understand exactly what Landy was going for, but all he was doing here was throwing his pass into traffic. And Mills, you know, being the receiver that he is, he's going his own way. And because they miscommunicated, that's an interception. But I didn't like that throw in the first place.
Lou gets the ball. Lou throws a Yomi in the gap for a decent gain. After getting the first down, second down, Lou throws a Yomi in the gap for a decent gain. Third down, Lou throws the E-Rock in the gap, off target, picked off by Mills. Browns get the ball back. We just talked about Mills defensively. We see him knock down the ball earlier. We see him get a pick here. Lou is telegraphing where he's going. And that's what happens when you got a guy like White and Bo to open up the field and spread the defenders out. He don't got that speed on the offense. Shy's not a great offensive player. Brian is not the best route runner. So this hurts, and Yomi's used to block. So he's not really out there creating chaos like he usually do. That's the recipe for disaster, and Lou throws the interception here. Landy throws the A-High on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Landy on 4 rush is sacked, and the Browns end up having to punt. Landy just get here. He's a starting quarterback. He's not able to move the ball, and we see him being stopped 3 times in a row. Stop into him, now they gotta have to punt. Lou with blocker from Yomi throws deep to Shy the gap for a big gain, picking up the first down. We just talked about Shy. He has the ability to make big plays. He's not the best offensive player at times because he seems to disappear at certain times, but he's a former MVP. He's a former defensive player of the year. This guy has the ability to make plays. It's time for him to take his play to the next level and make them. Big play by him and great blocking once again by Yomi. Second down, Lou pumps and throws to Frank open on the sideline for a nice gain. If you look here, Lou pumps to Yomi, getting Mills to step up. Frank is a guy that got to step up. Frank is another guy that has to step up. Last season with Dutchman, he didn't play great. The year before, he was an all-star. He has to get back on that level, especially with no White, no Bo. He has to get involved. Great play by Lou finding him. Third down, Lou with blocker from Yomi, throws a shot in the end zone for the touchdown. Brian gets an extra point, but if you look here, the Browns believe that he wasn't in. What do you think of the play?
And if you look at this play, Browns are arguing that he did not cross the plane as he had the pass thrown to him on the sideline. I'm in the corner of the end zone. But if you look here, and what the ref sees, I have a decent angle here. I don't have the line, but it looks like as he catches the ball, he gets pushed out from inside of the plane. So it looks like the ball crossed as he caught the ball, and that's why it was ruled a touchdown.
Third down, Landy throws the Mills in the middle, who runs for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Clock stop. Last play before half, Landy throws it up, picked off by Josh, taking us into the half, 7-0 grind time.
This has been a terrible offensive year for this Browns team. Landy's been trying his best, but I don't think that it's enough to resuscitate the dead offense that this team has. Hopefully they can have a spark in the second half. Somebody has to step up to give Landy a suitable target, because it doesn't seem like there's anybody right now that's given the option to do that. And when Landy's forced to make something happen on his own, it leads to an interception. So they have to have somebody step up on offense, or else it's all she wrote.
If I'm grind time, I'm disappointed. But I'm disappointed in my quarterback. Lou is too talented to be struggling versus this Browns defense. Now, they have a very good defense. They're number 5 in the league. But at the end of the day, Lou done played against the U. He done played against Super Friends. He's a scoring guy that can score on tough defenses. Yes, you don't got Bo. Yes, you don't got White. But you got Shaw. You got Brian. You got Yomi. You got guys that's capable of making plays. And your greatness has to be elevated. There's no way Mills was able to knock down a pass, to stop a drive, and to get an interception. He's telegraphing you. You got to figure a way to either attack him or stay away from him, because he's reading you. Now, on the other side, defensively, we know the Browns have a bad offense. We have to stay focused and help our quarterback out because he's lacking weapons today. We have to help him out. We're not going to let Landy beat us. We already made him throw 2 interceptions. He already had to punt. We are good. They had the ball 4 times. We stopped them 4 times. We're going to go into the second half. After getting the first down, Lou throws a petty in the middle for a decent gain. Second down, Lou throws a shot in the back of the end zone. Almost picked up by A-High, but he can't hold on to the ball. Incomplete. Third down, Lou pumps. Throws to Brian on the sideline. Brian stopped running. Incomplete. Grind time has to punt.
And that's miscommunication right there. I see Lou pumping, trying to get Brian open, but Brian does not keep running on this drive right here. They miscommunicate, and because of that, a play that could have kept the drive going leads to them punting here.
Lonnie with 2 short passes for a decent gain. Lonnie throws it to Mills in the gap. With contact from Yomi, Yomi passes incomplete, turnover on downs. Yomi gets hurt on the play. That is a huge play. First of all, great play by Yomi to create the contact, but Yomi goes down. Yomi is Lou's top blocker. He's his main blocker. That causes trouble.
And also all-star level tight end for this team that they lose. So my thing is, hopefully he's okay. I think he had a gash on his nose from that collision there, trying to knock away that pass. But that's him reaching in, trying to prevent that pass, because that would have been a first down.
He's a former Johnny Rockstar Award winner.
Yes, and because of that,
he's determination.
Yes, and because of that, he's willing to give his all, including putting his body on the line. And because of that collision, he ends up leaving the game. That caused a turnover, so that's a huge play that Yomi's able to sacrifice himself for his team.
Lou throws an E-Rock in the gap for a decent gain. Last down with blocking from Josh. Lou scrambles, throws a Petty in the gap, but gets tagged short in the end zone, turnover on downs. Sean and Brian are not doing what he needs them to do. Brian is a former offensive player of the year. Got to score 15 touchdowns. League record. You got to find the end zone. You got to find a way to score. You got to find a way to go to your quarterback and say, I need the ball. I'm your best offensive player right now. I have records in this league, but I don't think Brian is that hungry, which causes Lou not to go to him, because there's no way he's not getting the football. Gotta find a way to get more involved in the offense. Lonnie throws Zeke to B-Boy in the middle for a big gain in the first time. If you look here, Jalen reacts late, and Lonnie's able to find B-Boy. Then next play, Lonnie throws Mills in the gap for a nice gain. Lonnie's finally trying to get momentum. Third down, Lonnie throws Zeke to Mills in the end zone. With contact from Shaw, the pass is dropped. Mills has to hold on to this pass. I know it's a tough play, but great players make great plays, or else everybody will be doing it. He has to hold on to this ball. He can't. That's a big drop by him. Last down, Lonnie with blocking from Lowe's. Throws a Puka in the front of the end zone. Picked off by Jalen. It's a hold on the offense and the defense, negating the touchdown, because that was going to be a run back. It's going to bring the play back. But bottom line, grind time's able to make a stop. Lonnie throws his third interception in the game.
And that's just Lonnie trying to make something happen out of nothing, because you don't have nobody stepping up. First of all, Puka doesn't seem hungry in this game. You see Mills dropping that big pass there in the back of the end zone. Now that would, like you said, it was a hard catch. Some people said that he was out of bounds, but doesn't matter where you think you are. You got to make a big play like that, and then let the refs decide if you were out of bounds or not. He doesn't do that. Because of that, Lonnie's forced to make a play, and that leads to a big interception that kills their drive there.
Lou gets the ball back. He's going to run the clock out after getting the first down. Ending the game, grind time. Comes away with the win, 7-0.
And this is a testament to the Browns season as a whole. They lose the game 7-0. They couldn't score any points, but they only gave up. They couldn't score any points, but they only gave up 7 this whole game. That shows why they are number 5th in defense and why they are all the way at the bottom in offense. This is just the moment that just explains everything. Lonnie trying to make something happen on his own because nobody else is stepping up. Mills is a decent two-way player. He can make some things happen on offense. He just didn't show it in this game. B-Boy had some plays in this game, not enough for them to come away with a win. Then you have Puka, probably one of the best players to ever play in the league.
Former All-Star MVP, former league MVP.
Yes. Never looked the same as he was in those days.
No.
Maybe it's because it's not the old bounce. He doesn't have the same feelings he did before. I don't know what's going through his head. But they need the old Puka, and we have not seen him yet. Then you have other guys. You have G Black. Or you have other guys, that's playing good defense, but there's nothing being served up on offense. Aha has to be the key to this game. This was supposed to be the game where he was hungry and enough didn't happen. He was so distracted with arguing with the guy, with the opposite team, with grind time, because of his whole emotions and him, not getting whatever the reason. But he didn't show enough hunger in the game for it to matter. So all of that emotion was aimed at nothing at the end of the day. And that's what disappoints me. They needed him for this game, but he didn't show enough to help them win this game.
I'm going to talk about both teams. I'm going to piggyback a little off of you about the Browns. Injuries. Trevor's out.
Yeah.
Reggie's out.
Mm-hmm.
They miss Trev.
I understand. Yes.
Trev is the energy of this team. Puka is not in it to win it anymore. The guy falls out the bed with talent. There's no way Puka's not on this stat sheet. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Landy is the Eli Manning of touch football. How do you score 18 points last week versus UTF, move the ball all around the field, and can't score this game? Throw 3 interceptions, had the ball 6 times, got stopped 6 times. He got stopped twice, they punted, and he threw 3 picks. Very disappointed in his play.
I'm going to say...
Aha
Okay, good.
used all his energy in arguing with his old team instead of making plays for his new team, who's practically his old team.
Yeah.
Too much talent to be so ignorant. Too much. I don't understand it. This Browns is a young team.
Yes.
We all know that if Reggie was healthy, he would be the starter. Different animal. This man won quarterback of the year last year. This man team took it 2 different teams in 2 different conferences to a championship. But Landy's a quarterback now. Landy won a championship in BQFL. He has to start playing like a quarterback. He cannot have this happen. If the offense ain't working, you got to get players in that are going to work. Now, on the other side, 7 points. I mean, first of all, their defense is number 5 also. They're tied with the Browns for 5th.
Yeah.
That's not adding this week. That's coming into this week that we're doing. He didn't have no Bo. He didn't have no White. He didn't have no Ant. Some good offensive players.
Yeah.
Ahi's gone. Ahi's playing against them now. So, I give them this win. They stole this win. This is a game they could have lost. They didn't play great. They had the ball 5 times, scored once. Lou only threw 1 interception. At the end of the day, there's certain games you're going to have to steal. They didn't have the firepower, but they won. They needed this game. I'm definitely giving them their props, and their defense played well. Right now, with this game, if you look at the standings, Grind Time is now tied for 2nd with Never Scared. You know who they play coming Saturday? Never Scared. That's very big because at the end of the day, you want to be the number 2. It looks like Carver's going to lock number 1. But we never know. Anything can change. But you want to lock the 1 or 2 seed because the 1 and 2 seed in the West gets buys. So that's what you need. You want a week off and let the other teams beat each other up. And so this is a good win. Remember, this thing is all mixed up with the standings. So this is a big win right now. The only team that doesn't seem like they could possibly move is Harvey Humans. But everything in the middle can be moved and Grind Time and take the win. And they play great. They only scored once against the number 5 defense. But the point is that they scored, and the key to winning games is to score more than your opponent. They did that. Yep. So we're going to wrap it up. Grind Time with the win over the Browns, 7-0. We'll be right back.